Welcome, friends. Welcome to a special edition of As the Ridge Turns here, Wildlife Oddities. Now, those of you that watch this old channel, you love these animals, and I love them awful well. But remember, these animals are not pets. I can't pet none of them, but I see them week after week on these trail cameras, and they got their own personalities, and I just name them just for the heck of it. And I hope you enjoy it. But these animals, this little video is nature, just like in the real world of us humans. It has its oddities too. Animals is handicapped and have hard times. Remember, these animals in these wildlife kingdom, they live hard and short lives. I'm telling you. And it's easy to get attached to them, but they just live in the wild. Now this old channel, I show these week after week, and you could see here the foothills of the Smokies, nestled at the foot of these mountains. And it's some beautiful country. But nature and these little animals are slowly being pushed back. Progress is just taking their environment away from them. So they're just slowly being pushed back in smaller and smaller pockets. And I'm lucky to have permission on these ridges. You can see the Smokies in the background, just to film some of them. Their life, how they really live from day to day, and their little struggles of just trying to survive. They're so beautiful. Now here on the ridge, the old pond, it used to be, this is what the pond used to look like 4 or 5 years ago. But slowly something, it's not a natural, it's a natural sinkhole. It's not a man-made pond on this ridge. And it's, for some reason, the sinkhole had sealed itself up years ago, and it kept a little pond here. Yeah, it'd dry up during the summer, but you could see it here how beautiful it was. But something in the ground is cut loose, tremors, or who knows, little earthquakes, or it just cut itself a path in, and it drains out. Here's what it looks like today. It gets water in it, but it won't hold it. But maybe nature will change it back to where it holds water again. But that's in God's hands. So stick around, and we'll get to see all the little oddities of nature that I've filmed over the last 4 to 5, 6 years. I've had cameras in these ridges for 15 years. And I just started making the videos about 6 years ago. So I hope you enjoy. Well, nature has a strange way of doing things, some rare oddities. Here's a pair of fawns, albinos, with a regular mother. And the mother can be albino too, with regular fawns. This is just something that happens in nature every so often in the genes, pigmentation, even coons, even little old squirrels. They're oddities. And yes, even an old groundhog. I haven't seen a Dirty Dan albino yet, but you never know. And even the birds, they have some weird colors sometimes, just oddities of nature. But here on the ridge, I pull these camera cards for years now. Hot summertime, really cold wintertime too, and everything between, spring, summer, fall, winter. And I pull some amazing pictures every once in a while, and I'll share them with you. Some really monstrous bucks too, right in front of the camera. rare captures. And some with big racks with half of them gone. But we know what that is. Rare glimpse here of a life and death struggle on the ridge between two big bucks, really going at it. Rare capture. And here's what they call a piebald deer. I've caught it a couple of seasons. Ain't it pretty? But I haven't got one of the front of it yet, but it's a big old buck. And here's another rarity. An old buck just sat down in front of the camera. He's an old one. He's got some miles on him. He's wore out. But I notice he's got some deformities here, like his bottom jaw's missing, teeth missing. But that may just be from age. Ain't he beautiful? But the most amazing thing on these deer in this ridge, there's a fawn here. 3 fawns, a triplet. And this makes 4 years in a row that this doe, I think it's the same doe, has triplets. Ain't that precious? The old coyote, I've got some rare, real weird captures of them. And this is what they think of me and my camera. Not much. And there's some weird colors on them too. Black and brown, mixture of wolf and coyote looks like. But some of them, mangy looking. Look at the tail on that one. Half the hair gone on it. They capture some that's hurt too. Scrawny looking coming through the ridge. Even black ones. Black coyote. You never know what steps in front of the camera. And here's a rare glimpse capture on a rainy night in the winter of coyotes running a big buck. Rare capture to capture that. They give these animals a hard time. And sometimes you catch pictures like this. This coyote looks like he was born that way. Don't look like a wound. But he's getting around awful well. And here's one with a back leg missing. Looks like a wound of some kind. No traps that I know of on this ridge. Nobody's in it. Here's another one with a front leg missing on his right side. And here's a coon with a leg missing. But they're always fighting. These old animals live hard. Even coon with no tail on it. I call this one on the ridge no tail. He's out day and night. And even squirrels. I've caught squirrels with no tails on them. They live hard animals, they do. And there's an old feral cat here I call Old Yeller. Been here for about 3 or 4 years now. Only got one eye. But he's hanging in there. And you can definitely tell it at night. And even one-eyed possums here on the ridge. I've caught a few of them. And one-eyed coon. This is old one-eyed Jack here. And one-eyed possum again, but this one's handicapped. I call this one used to Sidewinder, but I haven't seen him in the last 2 years. Bless his heart, born with a handicap. But he got along for a season or two, and I guess nature just took him. And here's a rare glimpse of something I didn't know what crawled out of the pond. I thought it was a snake. So I done some research on it. Oh, that looked like a big salamander, and that's what it was. This is a Tennessee cave salamander crawled out of the pond. They're an endangered species, but they're here. Rare glimpse, and rare glimpse of stuff like this. Little skunks at the rock, baby skunk, old snowball. And here he is growed up, almost solid white. Rare glimpses of nature. And then is another rare glimpse of a squirrel carrying its young to another location. That's rare to capture. And here's a fox with looks like a stick or something sticking out of its side, but it don't seem to bother. Rare capture of that. And just other rare captures of nature, like the groundhog here, collecting leaves up for its den. Works hard at it too. I call this an old dirty dam. Lives at the Rock Motel, I call this little hole. Little cave. And rare glimpses when they had young, carrying their young off. Time to grow up and leave the den. Rare glimpses to catch stuff like this. And these groundhogs are so comical too. And the possums, rare glimpses of mommy carrying a whole bunch of babies. You can't carry them all. They following her around. And you ever seen possum get leaves? Carry them to their den? They'll get them, push them behind herself, wrap her tail around them, get them another load, haul them to their den. And rare glimpses of the turkey and their young. Some of them are just priceless pictures to catch of nature. Even some old turkeys here. Couldn't get a better picture than that. Ain't that precious? And an old bear occasionally roams through this ridge. You never know what to step in front of the cameras on the ridge. Rare capture. Well, there you go. Like I said, these little animals live hard and short lives. Now, I've filmed a lot of weird stuff on this ridge. I've got another video here of trail cam oddities. You can look at that if you want to go back and look at it. At the very end of the channel, you can see a link to hit. And things I don't understand. Are they orbs? What are they? I film bugs week after week in these ridges on these cameras. These are not bugs, so I couldn't tell you what they are. If it was, I'd see it every week, but I don't. These are just rare occurrences that I film. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and look forward to seeing you on the next As the Ridge Turns here in East Tennessee. So God bless, take care, and I'll see you next time.